Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new SMB Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so let's start with the DXY. So on the DXY on the weekly chart, what can we see is that we have still that weekly bearish driver. So we have that first leg, second leg, third leg, possible fourth leg till this weekly highs or a weekly institutional candle here. This is working like an IC. So this can be our IC working like a magnet where the price likes to come back to. So we have this weekly bearish candle close, so we can look for more downside momentum. So if I go to the daily, what I can see on the daily right now is that we have here that bigger bearish W that need to complete still, because our daily minus 27 is way more to the downside. But what I can also see is for a potential other pattern is that natural W here, like this. So we have the first leg, second leg, then the third leg, and then the fourth leg. So we have here then the same lows, so we expect then the same highs. So that's what I can see that can possibly form on the DXY, but I think we will go to the daily minus 27 here and complete this minus 27. That's what I can see right now. So the DXY is bearish. So the first trade I'm looking at is NZDCAD. If I go on the weekly chart, what can you see on the weekly chart? Very impulsive bullish driver. And we have now a weekly bullish candle again after these two weekly bearish candles. So the bulls are still present. So I went to the daily. And on daily, what I can see is we can make a reversal pattern in the form of an inverse head and shoulders. So shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 potential. We need to come back to this daily zone of interest to shoulder 1. And from there, we can make for our pattern to the daily minus 27. So that's what I can see. If I go now on the 4-hour chart, can we see a potential pattern? We have here some kind of bearish W here that can complete the Fibonacci from the high here to the low, minus 6080 already aligning with the daily zone, kind of aligning with that, so that's nice. So then my daily fib completion will be here, like this. The 4-hour fib completion round number to the upside, like this. So this will be nice aligning for our minus 68. So that's what I can see. So as you also can see, you can also draw this fib from the higher to the low. Then it will be more aligned because this is still the bearish W above the previous higher low high. So this will be a better minus 68 here. So this will be nice aligning from this point. Very nice. So that's what I can see on NZDCAD. Then the next one is AUDNZD. So if I go on the weekly chart, you can see we have two weekly bullish candle closes. We closed above this weekly bullish candle. It's not the clearest one. If I zoom in, this was a weekly bullish candle, so we can potentially make a reversal pattern on the weekly here, but we have still weekly bullish candle close. So yeah, I think we will go to the upside from the daily. Because on the daily, what can I see on the daily is here this same high, so we expect same lows. This is the natural M, so we have that first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, same highs. We expect same lows for more upside momentum. So that's what I can see on AUDNZD, that we can go to the downside to these daily lows and make a potential fake out also. So that's what I can see on AUDNZD on the 4-hour. It needs to have some more development to potentially break this higher low here, like this, make the head and shoulders, and then the possible minus 27 flip completion for more upside momentum. So that's what I can see on AUDNZD. Then AUDJPY. So keep in mind that I have two NZD pairs and AUD pairs, and also 3 euro pairs. So keep that in mind, whatever pattern you like to take, which is the best one to take, which is looking the best one. So I'm now at AUDJPY, and I see on AUDJPY, if I put at my horizontal black line here, you can see if I look back, we had here some strong buyers. So if I look more back in history, we had here some strong resistance, buyers, buyers, buyers again, resistance, false break of that zone. Then here's some resistance. All of this is resistance here. So it's a clear supply and demand zone that holds very nice. And we have here a weekly bullish candle close. So this week that came back all the way till this zone can be a week that can be filled in. We are still bearish on the weekly because we have still that weekly bearish W that can play against us. If I take my Fibonacci from the higher to the low, we already touched the 61.80, but it's not the biggest problem for me. We had also a Fib completion here from the high to the low here. We have a minus 60.80. That's why we had that wick, that big retrace here. So that's why we had that there, that the bulls are kicking in from with that weekly bullish candle close. So I went to the daily, and on the daily, what I can see is on the daily, we have here a potential bullish M on the daily. So I took my Fibonacci from the low here till the high because this is still a bearish movement. This is a bigger bearish W that can play out. And the first structure that I encounter here is this IC. I think here the highs will be my first point where a lot of sellers can kick in from. And it's lining with the daily minus 27. So what I can see on this bullish M on the daily, so I will delete this. I will, this is also the bigger bullish M. As you can see, the first leg is smaller than the third leg. This is very impulsive. We have that daily IC. So from there, I want to see on this daily zone, white zone and pattern. So if the price can come back to this daily zone of interest, then I want to take there a pattern. So if I go to the 4-hour chart now, you can see that the price is coming very correctively a little bit right now. This is kind of descending channel that can form from this point that we can go in this channel to the downside. This can happen also if you have a Fib completion from the high here to the low. Between minus 27 and 61.80, we are sitting at our daily zone of interest. So that's nice to see that we are making lower lows and lower highs, and that we have a Fib completion at that zone on the 4-hour. So the next one is EURGBP. So on the weekly chart, what we can see, we have here that big bullish driver here. We have that big impulsive move. We have this low, this high, everything between that is just a correction for more upside momentum. That's what we can see already. Then I can see further that we had here also a potential shoulder 1, had shoulder 2. We didn't go to the shoulder 1. We went straight to the daily lows. And from there, we made our inverted and shoulders completely at the weekly low zone. So if I take my Fibonacci from the low here to the high, we didn't yet have weekly minus 27 Fib completion. If I take the round number to the downside, it will be 0.88900, like this. Weekly Fib completion. So this needed to get tapped because the banks and institutes like to take some profits at this weekly take profit zone. So we have that weekly bullish candle close. We can look for the daily because the driver is bullish. So on the daily, what we can see is, if I look some closer, we have here our potential natural M. So we have our first leg, second leg, third leg, then the fourth leg coming back to these daily lows because we have the same highs. So we expect the same lows to get tapped, and then we can go to the daily minus 27, which is aligning with this weekly, a weekly take profit zone, weekly Fib completion. So that's nice to see. So that's what I can expect, that the price can come back again to this daily zone here on the 4-hour, and potentially we can make here some diesel first candle, first candle, second candle, then the third candle is a bullish one, and then we can set our limit, and we have here then our decel box around this zone, and then we can take it, or a potential pattern in the form of an inverse and shoulders here, or that bullish M under the previous lower high. So that's what I can see. So this is what I want to see. Maybe if the price comes back still the daily zone of interest. Then the next one is also a euro pair, EURNZD. So if I go on the weekly, what you can see on the weekly is that we have here some nice sellers. So we had here some resistance and we kicked very nice to the downside, very impulsive. Here we have a pattern also. So we have here that the bearish W here that can play out. We went to the weekly highs from that weekly lower high here, and you can already see the bears are kicking in from that selling zone here, and also here from the weekly highs. So that's nice to see. So we can look on the daily for a potential pattern, and on the daily what I can see is this smaller bearish W. So we have our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, potential fifth leg to the downside to the daily minus 27. So we have also a pattern against us. This is the bullish M here, but yeah, my zone of interest is at this daily lows, because if I took my Fibonacci from the low here to the high, it's just not how I need to say that the 61.8 is just not high enough to take this whole candle as my daily zone of interest. So that's why I will take this bearish W, and yeah, I will look to take profits here on the daily lows, but my daily minus 27 is already here. So we will see what will happen there. So this is my bearish W. I have this IC, this institutional candle between these two red candles. We have one blue candle, so this is acting like a magnet. So yeah, that's why I drew here on the whole body this daily zone of interest, white zone. So I will go to the 4-hour now, and on the 4-hour what I want to see is we already touched this daily zone of interest. If we can close here a little bit above in the 61.80 zone with the candle, blue candle, then we have the first candle, second candle, third candle, and then I will set my limit after this close, and then we can go to the downside to the daily minus 27. The round number is 50, for around 4% will be enough. Yes, for 48.5 pips, so this will be enough, and then I can take it. So then the last pair, EURCAD. So this is also Euro pair. The only thing you need to be careful for on this pair is the deceleration here forming with that weekly bearish candle close that got here, so on this deceleration. So this is very important. If I take my horizontal black line, you can see that there is some here some bearish orders that kicking in, some support, resistance, then here some support, resistance here. So I think I will not take this trade. It looks good on the daily, but on the weekly it's already decelerating here, and we have a supply and demand zone there. So we also making here this, well, the pattern within a pattern. We have this bullish driver here, so we have that same high, so we expect same lows within that pattern. We have there the inverse and then shoulders, as you can see. So shoulder 1 at shoulder 2 possible. So yeah, it's a pattern within a pattern, but we have that weekly deceleration with a weekly supply and demand zone, so it's more dangerous to take it. So yeah, I will take the prefer on EURGBP and EURNZD for this moment. So yeah, these are the trades I'm most looking at this week. There are some other trades to take a look at also, but these are the major pairs I'm looking at for this week. So have a nice trading week, everybody, and see you next week. Bye.